Hi everyone, my name's Marcus Nichols and I'm doing these videos as a history of my multiple sclerosis and the treatment that I'm about to receive called HSCT. So I'll be doing a daily sort of update, not very long obviously, but just to give everyone an idea about where I'm at and what's actually going on. I'm 44 years old. I was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis back in 2006, so 9 years ago when I was 35. The way I was diagnosed was at first my right hand went numb and pins and needles, and my doctor thought that maybe it was something like RSI or something along those sort of lines. She decided to refer me to a neurologist, and while waiting for my appointment, my left hand went numb. So by the time I got to the neurologist, I had both hands were numb, and he then started all the testing and MRIs and things like that to get to the point of confirming that I had multiple sclerosis. I believe that I have actually had multiple sclerosis since I was 23 years old. I had an incident back then where I lost my eyesight for 6 months. I had all the tests through Westmead Hospital in Sydney, and they couldn't find anything bar like an optical neuritis in my right eye, and that's what they put it down to. About 5 years later, or 7 years later actually, when I was around 30, the same thing happened again. I lost eyesight in my right eye, and that's full eyesight in my right eye. Again, it was out for about 3 to 6 months. Again, I had a whole lot of tests, and again, they couldn't put a finger on what it might have been, bar optical neuritis, and that it would heal itself. Hopefully it would heal itself, and of which it did. And then a couple of years after that, my right leg, would have been about 4 years after that, my right leg got pins and needles and went numb. I went to the doctors and they diagnosed me with a pinched nerve, and said hopefully it should sort itself out within a short period of time. So again, no diagnosis, and then it was then after that that both my hands, or my right hand, went numb. So I believe I've actually had multiple sclerosis for 21 years, but I've only actually been diagnosed for 9 years. I'm currently what they call secondary progressive. On the multiple sclerosis sort of level, or well, you say level of what they do. There's 4 levels. There's relapsing remitting, which is generally what most people start out at with, and then you become secondary progressive. Other people start out at what they call primary progressive, and that's very brutal, that particular type of MS, as in the sense that you degrade very, very quickly. So I think I've been secondary progressive probably for about 3 years. My last MRI about 5 years ago, or from an MRI from 5 years ago, showed a little bit of active lesions, but my new MRIs that I've had recently don't show any active lesions at all. So yeah, I believe it's been around that sort of length of time. Thanks.